Welcome to Fab Talk with Trish M, prophet, pastor, teacher, CEO of Trish M Enterprises, author, wife, mother, and your podcast host. If you're ready for the word, the way, and the truth, then this podcast is for you. Get ready for another level in the things of God, motivation, inspiration, and empowerment that's going to catapult you to new dimensions. Hold on tight. It's time for Fab Talk with your girl, Trish M.
Give it up for Dr. Kre Johnson. Yes, you can sit right there. I am so super excited about this segment. Dr. Kre, I met her via Tommy, and she had messaged me about a phenomenal woman of God who was doing some great things. As I was preparing for this brunch, I was like, okay, we need some people that can come in and empower the women. Dr. Kre, we're going to talk about self-care today, right? But before we do that, I have a lot of people in the audience and that are watching us live that don't know you. So I want to give you a minute to tell them who you are and what you do.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you for having me. I'm Dr. Kre Johnson, ladies. I am a board-certified family medicine physician. Yes, I am a real-life doctor. And I specialize in helping everyday, overwhelmed, overworked women learn to live a healthy, happy, whole life. So I'm here for all things self-care. That may be mentally, spiritually, and physically.
You said real life doctor. What exactly do you do in the medical field?
In the medical field, I take care of babies to grandmamas and everything in between.
Okay, so a general family doctor?
Family medicine.
So everybody can come and see you that need a little bit of help.
We got you.
We got you. So I love that. So when we're talking about self-care, what exactly does self-care mean to you whether it's from a medical perspective, from a personal perspective, what does self-care mean to you?
So to me, ladies, self-care is something that you do, that you commit to doing. It may cost you $200 a session. Whatever it is that you find that I really feel like that refuels me, then that is your self-care.
I love it. And for you, what does that look like for you as a medical doctor?
Ooh, I practice what I preach. I got a whole lot of self-care. So I used to work about 7 days a week. I worked every single day. Wow. And my husband said, I didn't sign up for this. You're going to be cooking wieners Okay, sir. And my kid was about 4. And she said, Mama, you going again? I said, well, I guess not. I guess I gotta figure out something. I like to work. So for me to bag back from my work is a part of me saying I embrace my self-care. But I take Fridays off. My husband didn't add anything to the schedule. My kid knows, are you working? She used to get up and put on my scrubs on Fridays to act like I was going to work, because if I didn't, she cut up in school. Be like, my mama at home, I'm going home to be with her. No. I'm going to work. So now she's like, you off tomorrow? I'm like, yeah. So we normalize taking the time for yourself. And I don't think as women we do that well enough. We feel bad because we take the time for ourselves. God did all those things on the first 6 days. But what is permission to rest? So there should not be, let me just continue to carry this load and be superwoman. Because up under all of that, when superwoman takes off her cape, when she takes off her outfit, she's kind of tattered. She's broken. She's scorned. She's fought the world. So she's got some scars, but somebody needs to put that salve on, whether that salve is going to see your primary care doctor, whether that salve is going to go get your massage, whether that salve is saying, I'm going to my family, and that's free. So it does not have to be expensive. You just have to commit to pouring back into you.
That's really good. Yeah. So outside of your family, where does your passion to take care of yourself come from? Because I know you talk about, you realize that, look, I'm not spending time with my family here. So that inside of you ignited a passion, a fuel to be with them. Outside of that, that made you think, wow, I really got to take care of me.
So early in my practice, I started to see lots and lots of women who were having high blood pressure, who were having anxiety, who was having depression, diabetes, and a lot of it, they were C-suite workers. They were these women that were running divisions, like you said, they were running divisions and all over the world, but they were so sick. So take these 2 weeks off of work, bring me your FMLA papers and go sit down. So I started to see that this was a thing, not just with me, but with lots and lots of women. I'm like, your pressure is better. You know, your anxiety is better. Your mood is better. You can enjoy your family, your friends, your job a little bit better. And all it took was unplugging. So I saw it so much. And I'm like, there's got to be something. So I started an event called Wifeology, where working wives get together one weekend out of the year. And we just kind of leave everything at home. We kind of hang out. But it was me seeing it every day and saying, there's got to be a recipe for this. There's got to be a prescription for this.
Yeah. Not funny, but that is so real, because I know for me, where I run a company, I have several entities under my company. I have a ministry, I have a family, and so it's like you find yourself doing that you forget to pause for the cause, and you are the cause. Yeah. We forget that we are the cause. If we're not healthy, if we're not whole, any good to anybody connected to us. You know, you have to keep pressing. When I think about this, what are some, like if you say non-negotiables, when it comes to this, must-dos, don't-dos, anything that you would tell us that will help us in this category to help us to understand and get a clearer picture?
I think must-dos is, you have a calendar, you keep calendars. You're not going to miss your appointments. You know, you're not going to miss your doctor's appointments. You're not going to miss the kids' soccer. You're not going to miss PTA if they have. My school has PTA in the middle of the day. And I'm like, what work your mom can go with if I was going? But anyway, so you're not going to miss those things. You know, those very important things. So make yourself a calendar. Make yourself a calendar. I have my own, this is my time. I'm going to get my, yesterday I got a facial. I got my hair done. So those are my things. You know, so I'm like, hey, that's what this Friday is. Next Friday may be a massage. The Friday after that may be nothing but reading a book or watching Snapped all day long. So you find your things and you say, I'm going to have this time. We don't bring our time and say, hey, everybody, this is my time. Because if you don't say that this is your time, they will continue to add on, because they'll say you're not respecting your time. So why should we? Right. So I think time is your most precious commodity when you think of your self-care. And that time may be whatever it is. And even in that time, don't forget to take care of you. Don't forget your mammograms. Starting at 40, you need your yearly mammograms. And then if you got cancer running in your family, you may need to be screened earlier. So we have to make sure that we're making sure that man go to the doctor every 3 months. You're making sure the kids go to the doctor once a year. And I see women, they're like, well, I just kind of fell off. I don't even know when I was at the doctor last. Yeah, no, because you can't be any good for anyone else if you won't take care of yourself. So in your self-care, make sure you're literally taking care of this temple, because you only got one. You only got one. And if you like some of these folks, you may not have kids that you want to take care of you just yet. And you didn't really save for the nursing home just yet. Right. So let's good care of ourselves so you can be out there.
I'm hearing that we got to have a calendar, like we have a calendar of to-dos. We have to insert ourselves on there, to do. Okay, I'm going to take myself to the nail salon. I'm going to take myself to the massage parlor. I'm going to take myself, or I'm going to spend this day doing absolutely nothing. It's funny because my room, I set up my room and I call it my Zen room. And I have my fireplace. I have my sitting area. I have my, what's the little girl you talk to and she play whatever you say? Alexa. Yeah, Alexa. I have all of that, right? And so when the kids come in, and I say, oh, did y'all ask permission to come in my Zen room? Me. When they come in there with all this, and I was like, here, Tasia, she's like, Mom, tell me what it means. It means your relaxed room. It's your relaxed room.
Take all this to your daddy right now, not me. Go.
Like, go. Like, I said, are you bringing relaxation to me at this moment? Mom, I'm like, no, I'm for real, because I take my moments so seriously that I'm always doing for the kids. I'm always boom, 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 mama, mama, mama. And so when I say I just want my time, I don't want my time messed with.
It's not punishment. You know, it's not punishment for your kids. Everybody gets their own time. Go make your own little zen space.
Exactly.
Or space, you know, whatever it is. So normalize that it's okay in your house. In my house, I feel like you were punished. Go to your room. That's punishment. No, girl, go to your room and relax. Unplug, make you a little area, whatever that looks like for you or for your kids, but normalize.
So by a show of hands, how many have you?
Yes,
we got a few. We got a few. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's good. And for those of us that don't, it's okay. This is a check yourself or you wreck yourself.
Get your phones out now, ladies. Get your phones out and make your calendar. If you've not already, look at you. You look at you like, I don't know about that. I don't think I can do that.
Where can I find the time? I love it. I love it. So this is a self-check, right? I love that because this is what makes us fabulous. This is what propels us into being even greater than we were yesterday by taking that time for ourselves. I want to ask you, how important is forgiveness in self-care?
That forgiveness is huge in self-care. If we do not forgive, we're constantly making ourselves sicker. Like something they did, and you know, I had somebody that was mad with me. I couldn't even remember why they was mad. I don't really like her either, but I kind of don't know why I don't like her. But I know she didn't like me first. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that was a long time ago. But you have to leave those things, you know, forget the former things, right? You know, and we press toward the mark and we forge ahead in that regard, because if you continue to hold those things, then you allow room for anxiety. You allow room for depression. You allow room for high blood pressure. You know, you allow room for a lot of the enemy to get in. You give him a little foot and he takes up a whole, you know, mountain size of your life because you just held on to something and you really don't even remember why after time goes on. And even if you feel like they hurt me and I should be mad, that's when you go and say too. Maybe we need to talk to somebody and say, let's work, let that be a part of your self-care as well as saying, I got these hurts that I've been carrying, I got these baggage that I've been carrying, and I don't want it to impede on my future. I don't want it to impede on my legacy. I don't want to pass these issues down to my own kids. So maybe I need to talk through this and unload it. So unforgiveness will make your self-care time miserable because you want to spend that zenning out and not stressing out.
That's really good. And we got to know, and one thing I tell everybody in MOCI, we have to understand that, right? So if we are who we say we are, we have to make sure that we're constantly forgiving. And we're practicing forgiveness because the more we harbor in our heart, the Bible tells us if we have not love, we have not God. And how can you expect God to forgive you and call you his child when you ain't forgave the one that's you have to look at every now and then from something they did 5 years ago? Right. And so we have to understand that it is a self-care issue, but it is also a salvation issue as well. And so, Dr. Kre, for you, what has been dealing with women, seeing women, hearing women, what has been some of the biggest obstacles for getting them to take care of us, hindrance that stop us from making ourselves a priority?
The biggest hindrance I see is guilt. You know, we feel guilty. Because I don't want to, you know, give that's the kids' time. That's my husband's time. That's my friend's time. I got to take care of mama. And how can you do all those things if you don't make the time for yourself? So you feeling that guilt. You have to ditch the guilt first, right? And not being able to say no. You know, we're in these societies and in these industries where if you assert yourself, then you know, you're a helper, you'll insert all those bad words that you are as a black woman. So we feel like we got to say yes all the time. But no is a complete sentence. And once you learn to ditch the guilt, and 2, learn to say no to things you really don't want to do. Like I didn't really want to do that, but I said yes, and now I'm miserable doing it. You know, so make sure that you're yes a little bit of time, because you're going to give everybody else time. You'll be guilty because you took that little time for yourself. You want to be spending it eating that Baskin Robbins because you happy you got that Baskin Robbins.
Come on,
you know, you want to be doing that, so you need to be saying, I need to be, one, not holding on to guilt in that regard. And then two, we need to be saying no to things that you don't want to do. Those are the biggest hindrances I see.
That is so good. Y'all give it up. Y'all clap it out when y'all hear something. That's why we got them clappers. Matter of fact, and she was like, well, I just said I ain't buying myself nothing this year. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do that and do. And I said, let me stop you, please, please, please. I said, I hate it when I hear women say that. It's one thing that you're on a budget, but to completely budget you out, that's a problem. Because here's the thing. I'm not saying you got to go and spend a lot of money on yourself, but I am saying go and sow back into yourself. Because as you give, it should be given back onto you. And if you don't appreciate your giving, who is? Like you got to understand that you have to take care of you. You have to buy for you. You have to sow into you. Whether that's treating yourself to a $5 lunch and saying, I'm just going to go and sit down and have some lunch and treat myself, that empowers women to be fabulous, to be fierce, to be everything God tells them to be. I hate to hear that you would do for everybody else, but you're going to make a statement and put it in the atmosphere, I'm not going to do for me. Like, it's unfair. It's just unfair. And I do get that we have the budget. I'm not saying that you can't spend money on yourself. I just want to be clear. I am saying don't completely X you out of the picture because you're doing so much for everybody else. So as we think about this, as we navigate through this, how do we deal with depression with self-care? Like if someone is good, but everybody's carrying a different weight. Yeah. And some of us don't even realize that we're walking in depression, or that we're heavier. We call it depression because there's a stigma behind that, right? How do you help the woman that's going through a weight that she hasn't called depression? How do we help that woman get out of that rut so that she can be the best version of herself?
Well, that's good. One, I think we need to, I just don't want to get out of the bed. You know, depression looks like many different things. One is black women, we can get up and function really, really well and be depressed as we can. Like I can't wait to hurry up and get back home to get in bed. I came out there, I talked to all those people. I did it, but I'm ready to get back in the bed. You know, so one is you're going to need to have a routine. And that routine might need to be etched out in that calendar that you're going to put over there on your phone and say, hey, and then make sure that you are doing the basics from their routine. Depression looks like, I hadn't bathed today. You know, I hadn't brushed my teeth today. I slept all day long, and I wasn't just really watching the Snap marathon.
I don't even know what Snap is, but it gotta be something. I don't even know what it is, but Lord, it's something.
Let's just take a commercial break and let you know. So it is about these women who have gone through all these crazy relationships, and it's like a real life mystery. They snap, and then you have to follow like, why did they do this?
Why they went on?
Why they killed her? Yeah, it's like real.
Show of hands, who watched Snap?
Everybody in here?
Oh, we got a few people that don't even know what it is.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. On Saturdays, it's a full day marathon. And then if you really get to it, you go Google the lady name and see what she did. I messed up and found some Alabama. It was one last week. The lady had killed a policeman and she worked at Blue Cross Blue Shield. It was a good time.
Look, we got some ladies got your back, Dr. Kre. They like, yes, ma'am.
Go check it out. It's on any ID channel, or Oxygen. Go check it out. But anyway, so you're not just doing that. You're just like miserable. You don't really want the sun. Is too much. And we're coming out of the winter months and going into the spring. So we have seasonal shorter. So you just naturally feel kind of blah because the days are shorter. You like me, I'm like, oh, It's 5:45. We still got some sun. So some of us are fueled by the sun. But a lot of people, I have people that don't take depression medicine during the summer and the spring, but they take it during the winter. So first off is admitting and understanding that, hey, I hadn't bathed in 2 days. That's really not normal. You know what I'm saying? That's not normal. I hadn't gotten up. I done sent everybody I want to talk to, kind of thing. We're going to understand that that's what it is. And two, you need a tribe that you can trust to say,
that's good.
Oh, Robbie, I feel bad today. I'm not talking to anybody else, but if you pick up on this pattern with me, come check on me. You know what I'm saying? Come get me up. So having someone that you can trust, because they don't have to be a whole lot of people, but I think as women we need a tribe and somebody that you can say, I'm not in a good place right now, or it's the anniversary of my mom's death, or it's the anniversary of my dad's death, and I kind of get in this slump during this time. I need somebody else to know this date so that y'all can.
And that's a good segue. Yeah, give it up. That's good. That's a good segue to my next question. How important is community in self-care?
It is so important. I think a part of your self-care, some of that is to yourself. Some of that is the facials, the Botox, the whatever it is you're going to be doing. But a lot of that is inserting that girl's time, even if it's in the middle of the day. I had a group of doctor friends, and all of us get off of work on Friday, the half a day, or we don't work Friday. So Friday at 2 o'clock was our time. Everybody had to be done. But we made that once a quarter our thing. So, and then we get our calendars out before we leave, and we set the next one. So community is so important. Get those group messages out. You know, it may be you and your sisters. It may be you and your colleagues. It may be you and whoever to say, I'm just checking in. And sometimes if we don't hear from each other, like, we need proof of life, send us a picture to let you know. Not the social media picture. We want the picture with your hair last fit all up to 3X. That's what she said.
The granny dress. I need the granny dress.
I need to know your local girl. I need to know. I need to see what you're looking like. So we do those things to make sure that we say, hey girl, you're not alone. So some of those little messages in your community says, oh girl, her children just as crazy as mine. Oh, we're this together. You know, you're not alone. Everybody, you can find somebody that's been through anything that you've been through, and you can find that camaraderie in that regard.
Wow. And those to our loners out there, listen, those
introverts.
I am one. I'm an introvert. I am so introverted. And we got to make sure that, we got to make sure that we got prayer partners. We got, if you're an introvert, really don't. And I say all the time, but you gotta have somebody that pray for you, somebody that you can trust, somebody that you know they can reach the throne room when you're going through, when you're stressed out, when you feel a certain kind of way about everybody. I got days where I don't want to talk to nobody. Probably tomorrow. Today. After we leave here, I don't want to talk to nobody. Okay? I need to have that person or persons. And so if that's you, if you're that introvert and you are very hesitant to reach out, this is you need to be better. Okay? You need to be better, because that is unhealthy.
Yeah.
I've learned that is unhealthy because we keep everything in, we suppress it, we act like we good and we're not. We ain't got nobody praying for us in those not so good moments because we ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
And so we have to make sure and where our emotions are leading us.
And you carry it so good, so nobody knows. Nobody thinks that the introvert is having a problem, because especially y'all that can jump out there and extrovert a little bit and she always looking good.
I have extrovert moments, but I am an introvert to the heart. Okay, so this has been so yummy. Have y'all enjoyed? That's a good talk, good conversation. Dr. Kre, tell them anything. How can they follow you, be a part of what you got next, or anything you on social media, or however you want them?
So on Facebook, I am Dr. Kre and Me. My regular Facebook got hacked, guys. So I'm starting all over. My page is Dr. Kre and Me, and I do twice a month. I do some health talks. So like last month, we talked about heart health. We talked about whatever it is that's going on. So you can follow me there. And then Wifeology is coming up. I have Wifeology June 7th through the 9th. It's going to be in Nashville, Tennessee at the Gaylord Opryland this year. So if you're a wife, or you're engaged, or you're tired of being a wife, but you still got a husband, you need some help, come holler at us. Thank you.
That is so good. Do you have any business cards that you can share with the people today?
I have a virtual business card, you know,
Okay.
or you can find me online.
Okay.
Send me a message.
Awesome. Johnson, I love it. This is good. This is good.
Thanks for tuning in to Fab Talk with Trish M. Do your girl a favor. Share this broadcast on all your social media platforms. Invite a friend to tune in. Help this podcast reach the nation. We all need Jesus, y'all. You sharing this broadcast helps me to reach the masses. If I'm blessing you, then bless your girl back. Share the broadcast. Give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. I got work to do for the King, and I need your help. I appreciate you tuning in to this segment. I'm looking forward to rocking with you on the next episode of Fab Talk with your girl, Trish M.